Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with Sunview and see the difference.
The Minister for Hunting and Fishing and the Minister for the South Island and the Minister for Youth and the Associate Minister of Transport, James Meager, joins us by phone now. James, how are you?
Good morning, Sean. Good to be here.
All right. Now, your advertising here, hotspot weather location today is Lake Ellesmere. And things were pretty heated there on Saturday. What do you understand happened down there?
There's sort of mixed views as to what happened, but opening day duck shooting season, a whole bunch of New Zealanders, tens of thousands actually went around the country doing what they've done for decades, and that's go out and shoot a few ducks, help with our animal control and bring some food home. And it looks like there were some protesters up at Ellesmere who flew a drone in and around that area, and looks like the drone may have taken a hit or two. So that's what I understand has happened. I don't know what the exact details of where the drone was flown or where, but my concern is
did it crash and burn, or did it just take a bit of flack and get back to base?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it hit the water, and I think it's still due to be recovered, so I'm not too sure. But my main concern about all of this is that I don't think we should have a system of rules that allow people to run up, fly drones into people's faces and annoy and harass them when they're going about their lawful business. So I'm going to have to look at whether our framework is appropriate for that, because I don't want to clamp down on drones. I think they're a great tool. We use them in the ag sector all the time, but I think there is a risk that protesters will abuse this.
Okay, and what would you say to the duck shooters?
Well,
or the drone shooters, we should now call them.
The drone shooters, yeah. Well, problem is there's no bag limit on drones, so I'm not too sure whether it's something that Fish and Game actually have control over. Fish and Game are fins and feathers, not helicopters and rotors. So,
okay, apparently you've got to lead them a little more than like a paradise duck.
There's slightly more manoeuvrable in the air, yeah, possibly. Look, I think the police did go down. They might have had a word with them. There are obviously rules around what you can and can't do when you're out duck shooting. So I'll leave that to the authorities that need to look into that part of it. But my concern really is in around that aviation space and what we're doing with the drone rules.
All right. A lot of New Zealanders, what sort of feedback have you had for... And I think the perception, whether you like it or not, is that you're backing the duck shooters.
Well, look, my goal in this role is to make sure that we get lots of people out hunting and fishing, and that's as easy as possible. And when they're obeying the rules and they're doing it lawfully, that they shouldn't really be harassed and interrupted. Look, these are people who've just gone out there on the lake, probably at about 3 or 4 in the morning to get all set up, and just wanted to bring a bit of food home for their mates and for their family. I think that's pretty reasonable. I think to go out and harass and intimidate them like that is probably not called for. There are other ways to get your message across, and the amount of sort of abuse that comes across online following all this stuff is not really helpful either. But across the country, I think people had a great day duck shooting. We went out at Waihola. We took, by the time I left in the morning to get back to my conference, we took about 24 with 4 more in the morning. So I thought that was pretty successful.
Yeah, I had a mate who went over in Boise, who appears on the program, went over to Wairarapa. His mai was just flooded. He said the water from all the rain went a complete washout. Yeah.
That's the other thing is that particular area after the weather events that had the few days before. I don't think it was the smartest thing to choose Selwyn and Lake Ellesmere as the place to be wandering around and trying to undertake this kind of activity. So I just think people needed to have a bit of level-headedness and think about what they're doing when they're trying to get their cause across.
Look, as I've got you here, 2 other issues. You ever use your private email?
Do I use my private email for emailing?
Yeah, I mean, apparently
Mikey
Sherman tells me that the New Zealand constitutional framework is about to collapse because Erica Stanford sent herself some emails to her private account.
Well, I guess it's the end of times because I email photos of my nephews to my family members all the time. I don't use it for work, but I use it for personal.
Well, she has been. It's very bad, James. It's very, very bad, according to Mikey Sherman in the press gallery. That she sent herself.
I haven't caught up with the various email use.
Okay. All right. Now, look, the other thing, we've just had David Seymour on. He was talking about ministers we don't need. Is there a Department of Hunting and Fishing that you're responsible for?
No, there's an animal management or game animal management team within DOC. So I resourced by DOC.
But we've already got a Minister of Conservation, right?
Yes, conservation.
Okay,
yes.
all right. Is there a Department of the South Island?
No, that's resourced out of MB.
Okay, so that's another. We've already got a Minister of MB. Is there a Department of Youth or a Youth Ministry?
There is a Ministry for Youth, quite funnily also resourced out of MSD.
Okay, so actually none of your portfolios have actually a department that you are solely responsible for.
I am responsible in the associate transport roles for maritime and
but there's already a Minister of Transport, right?
Yes, but I am the acting Minister of Transport.
How much more do you get paid for being a minister?
Compared to a backbencher?
Yeah.
I think the ministerial salary is $280, and what's a backbencher? $180, depending on whether or not you're getting accommodation supplements and all the other bits and pieces. Oh, and whether or not you're inside or outside. I think outside is.
And are you outside or inside now?
Outside.
Outside, okay. Geez, I think you'd be on the list for David Seymour
on the
saying ministers we don't need, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to go out duck shooting with them, am I? If I'm on the cull list.
Okay, but can you see, in an efficient thing, you really aren't the minister of anything. You're the minister of some bits of other people's ministries.
Well, I think my role is, well, first of all, I serve at the pleasure of the Prime Minister who makes these decisions. So,
yeah. He doesn't pay for it, though. We do, James.
No, that's correct. I'll be in these roles as long as he thinks I'm doing a good job. And look, we went to the election saying that there was a gap in the hunting and fishing sector, saying that hunters and fishers around New Zealand weren't being adequately represented. So we thought it'd be a good idea to have the world's first hunting and fishing minister. And I'm very proud to be in that role. I think we can achieve quite a range of good things in that conservation and hunting space that don't necessarily fit with what the conservation minister's priorities are. So that might be one way of looking at it.
Yeah. Now, have you effectively declared open season on drones?
Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with SunView and see the difference.